Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another movie reaction. This week I will be reacting to Psycho from 1960, I think it is. What do I know about Psycho? A little bit. It's one of those films that's crept into the cultural zeitgeist, so there will be no twist ending for me. I know Norman Bates is posing as his mother. That being said, there must be more that this movie has to offer other than that twist ending, otherwise it wouldn't have been able to stand the test of time in the manner that it has. So yeah, don't expect me to be shocked when Norman Bates is revealed to be posing as his already dead mother. I'm aware of these plot points, but other than that, I'm going into this movie fresh. Haven't seen a trailer, don't know what happens up to that point. I know one woman is stabbed in the shower, basically. So those are the two things I know. A woman gets shanked in the shower and Norman Bates is posing as his mum while committing these killings. Everything else is going to be completely fresh. I've never got round to watching this. I have seen some of Alfred Hitchcock's other classics. I've seen The Birds, I've seen Vertigo, I've seen North by Northwest. So I'm basically checking this off my Hitchcock list right now and I'm looking forward to it. So without further ado, this is 1960s Psycho. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. This must be a re-release because I know that Universal logo wasn't in the 60s. The Paramount one seemed a bit more legit. Straight away, this music is intense. Anthony Perkins, of course, plays Norman Bates. I know he later went on to get HIV, and he did do a couple of Psycho sequels, but I don't believe they were anywhere near as good as this. Busta Rhymes sampled that violin for the song Gimme Some Mo. Mad music video as well. Even if you don't like hip hop or Busta Rhymes, check out Gimme Some Mo. Crazy music video which also samples that bit of the Psycho soundtrack. It's actually a great piece of music this, the way it transitions between the whimsical violin notes and then back into the serial killery sounding shit. Bernard Herrmann, well that makes a lot of sense. I absolutely love his compositions for the Twilight Zone, the original series. One of my favourite pieces of compositions ever is actually called Starlight, I believe, by Bernard Herrmann. Very specific there. I don't know if that's necessary to the plot, but I appreciate the specificity of it. Okay, incredibly specific. Calm down, Hitchcock. Where's the milliseconds, you slacker?
Never did eat your lunch, did you?
I better get back to the office. These extended lunch hours give my boss excess acid.
To be fair, if my lunch was a shitty sandwich like that and it was a choice between a shit sandwich or a sexual rendezvous, I would take the sex.
Meeting you in secret so we can be secretive. You come down here on business trips.
What is their purpose of meeting in secret? Are they married? One of them must be, otherwise there'd be no reason for this.
In public.
Oh, we can see each other. We can even have dinner.
It's an incredibly sharp picture. The technology to upgrade picture to 1080 is incredibly impressive. There's no way it was this sharp when it was initially released.
I want to see you. And under any circumstances. Even respectability.
You make respectability sound disrespectful.
He did. He made it sound sleazy. First time ever for that.
If I can see you and touch you even as simply as this, I won't mind.
Also, if I'm right about this, I believe the woman in this role is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
Oh, Sam, let's get married.
Such classic romance we never see anymore.
Tell you what, when I send my ex-wife for alimony, you can lick the stamps.
I'll lick the stamps.
So I'm assuming they're meeting in secret because the guy was previously married? I don't understand why that would mean they would still need to meet in secret unless there's like a financial reason that if they're caught before he pays back his alimony, it will be more extreme or something like that. No idea.
You got a headache?
Oh, it'll pass. Headaches are like resolutions.
Post-sex headache. She must have been putting the effort in.
My mother's doctor gave them to me the day of my wedding. Teddy was furious when he found out I'd taken tranquilizers.
As well he should be, you fucking addict.
I want you to take a look at my baby.
I don't think she's interested, mate.
She never had an unhappy day in any one of those years.
That's the perks of being the daughter of Colonel Sanders.
Are you unhappy?
Not inordinately.
Non-inordinate unhappiness is still bad.
Now that's not buying happiness, that's just buying off unhappiness.
What a horrible way of putting it.
I declare.
I don't. That's how I get to keep it.
Bit of tax dodge in there, is it, sir?
Lowry, I am dying of thirsteroni.
Thirsteroni. Now there's a phrase you justifiably do not hear anymore. Is she stealing that?
Mr. Lowry, if you don't mind, I'd like to go right on home after the bank. I have a slight headache.
You go right on home.
Ah, she's dropping it off at the bank, okay.
Well, what you need is a weekend in Las Vegas, the playground of the world.
This guy just loves throwing money around, doesn't he?
I guess I'll go put this money in the bank, then go home and sleep it off.
Is she going to steal this money? I get a feeling she might. Oh shit, she's skipping town with it. Is it enough? How much did he say it was? 40k? It's enough to buy a house, so it's quite a lot. I don't know if it's enough to run away from everything ever money. She's definitely up to no good. The suspense violin is filling me in. Is this the woman that later gets stabbed in the shower? Because if it's by that guy she just stole from, completely justified. Is it bad that her boss just saw? Is it because she's supposed to be home with her headache, I take it? You don't have a headache, you lying bitch. That looks like a police car. It is a police car. Fancy old school police car, but still. Anything with a white door in the middle, police.
Have I broken any laws?
No, ma'am.
Then I'm free to go.
This cop looks suspicious at the way she's acting.
You're taking up my time.
Now, just a moment. Turn your motor off, please.
She's gonna be super paranoid right now after stealing that money. She did a good job hiding the money from his point of view. Well, at least it's her own car. That could have ended really badly if she'd done something else illegal, but you know, she's fine. Although, on this long country road, it would be so dodgy having the same cop that just interrogated you, trailing you essentially the entire way into a town. Huh, used car dealership. I wasn't expecting it to stop here. That's already a big wad of the money gone. I know technologically they're inferior, but I love the look of these old school cars. I thought he'd went in a completely different direction. He is still very much on her tail. If I was her, I would ask him why he's stalking me at this point.
Your car plus $700?
$700.
Damn, that's all. That is a decent price. You'll still have 39k. Way less than I was expecting. I should have equated for the fact that it was the 60s. Didn't even make a dent in that money stack.
Is there anything so terribly wrong about making a decision and wanting to hurry? Do you think I've stolen my car?
Oh, ma'am.
I wonder what that cop's making of all this just now. He definitely knows something is off.
Heck, officer, that was the first time I ever saw the customer high pressure the salesman. Somebody chasing her?
Yeah, I thought the policeman would straight away interrogate the car salesman.
Carolyn? Line still isn't in?
No, Mr. Lowry, but then she's always a bit late on Monday mornings.
I like these voiceovers that are forwarding the story off screen as well. Either that or she's just imagining these are the conversations being had in her absence.
As I said, I last saw your sister when she left this office on Friday. She said she didn't feel well and wanted to leave early. I said she could.
This is clearly an artificially lit scene with like a green screen background, but I actually like the added illumination on her face, bringing a focal point to her emotions as she's imagining these conversations taking place. Definitely time to pull over. In these circumstances, you get off the road pronto. Is this the famous Bates Motel? Yes, it is. Welcome to your situation going from bad to worse. Also, I don't know how this film was marketed or what the trailer upon release was like, but the term psycho could be very misconstrued at this point as to who is the psycho, because she's acting like a psycho so far. Stealing from her boss, running away, lying all the time. It would have been a good bait and switch if the marketing campaign had painted her as the psycho.
Sorry, I didn't hear you in all this rain. Go ahead in, please.
Very unassuming and polite so far.
We have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
Sounds like a popular joint.
Your home address? Oh, just the town will do.
He didn't ask for any identification to prove her name there. I wonder if she just signed a fake signature.
Well, there's a big diner about 10 miles up the road, just outside of Fairvale.
Am I that close to Fairvale?
15 miles.
Also, what is her long-term game plan? Is she planning to meet up with that guy that she was rendezvousing with and, run away with him with this money? Or is she just being completely greedy and just getting away from life right now?
There's hangers in the closet and stationery with Bates Motel printed on it in case you want to make your friends back home feel envious.
Very fancy.
Over there.
The bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't use that. Piss outside. Don't use the shower under any circumstances.
Nothing special, just sandwiches and milk, but I'd like it very much if you'd come up to the house.
It's a bit forward of him, but it's a nice offer.
I'll be back as soon as it's ready.
Okay.
With my trusty umbrella.
He's playing the role well though. You would not assume this guy was bad in any way so far. Where is she gonna hide the money? Yeah, I was gonna say the drawer is way too obvious. As are the other drawers she is considering. Now that's a good idea.
No, I won't have you bringing strange young girls in for supper by candlelight.
I'm assuming he's doing both voices right now. That is an incredible acting range. Or did they hire a different woman to do the mother voices?
You don't have the guts, huh, boy? You have the guts, boy?
Shut up! Shut up!
Well, if that's his memory of his mother, she seems like she was a right bitch.
My mother, what is the phrase? She isn't quite herself today.
It's an interesting double meaning to that sentence. She seems mildly amused by this guy's demeanour so far. She 100% doesn't feel like she's in any danger right now.
Sit down.
Wonder if that's like a subtle nod to his other film, The Birds.
You eat like a bird.
Strange piece of dialogue.
My hobby is stuffing things. Taxidermy.
No disrespect to any taxidermists out there, but it's a creepy ass hobby.
It's a strange hobby. Curious.
I second that. Not to say that it's not art in its own way, but yeah, why would you want to stuff a dead body? Never resonated with me.
Where are you going? I didn't mean to pry.
I'm looking for a private island.
Will 40k take you that far?
We're all in our private traps. Clamped in them. And none of us can ever get out.
It's an interesting philosophy.
I was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Oh, but you should. You should mind it.
Oh, I do. But I say I don't.
Just completely 180 there. It's fine.
She's ill.
She sounded strong.
She did. She sounded like a man putting on a woman's voice strong.
My mother met this man, and he talked her into building this motel. He could have talked her into anything.
Terrible choice. What a money sink.
Who'd look after her? She'd be alone up there. The fire would go out.
Oh, I wish I didn't know the twist. See, this dialogue, it would have worked so well had I not known what was coming. Not to say it's not good, but yeah, it would have had me incredibly intrigued had I not known.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
People always call a madhouse someplace, don't they?
Kinda true. He makes a good point there.
The tears, and the cruel eyes studying you, My mother there?
Well, he's talking like he has seen the inside of one of those places.
She's as harmless as one of those stuffed birds.
He certainly made a friendly dinner offer quite intimidating fairly quickly.
People always mean well. They cluck their thick tongues and shake their heads and suggest oh so very delicately.
After this speech by him, if I was her, I would be straight back in my car driving at 15 miles to Fairfield.
She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
I've heard that quote before. It's a classic.
I stepped into a private trap back there, and I'd like to go back and try to pull myself out of it.
Oh, so she's deciding against her plan now. Well, I get the feeling that that conversation changed her mind about that, so, you know, much respect to Norman. And she did sign a fake name. Oh, that's creepy. So that's why he made her take the first cabin, because he had a little peephole. He's clearly very sexually repressed by his mother, not allowed to talk to women, etc. Or was, you know, repressed by his mother. May she rest in peace. Now just repressed by himself. It's such a good set as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, at least up until recently, this was still there on the Universal lot. Most sets get torn down after production finishes, but I think because this film was so classic, they kept the Bates Motel and the Bates house. Yeah, it's not that much missing money. If she went back now, she could work back the $700 she bought the new car with. Oh, have we reached the famous shower scene already? It can't be already. She's like the protagonist. If she dies this early, we're just left protagonistless. Oh, it is. Well, rest in peace to this lady. And a generation of people were henceforth terrified to take a shower. Very well filmed, kept the face in darkness to keep the mystery of, you know, it being Norman. This being the only scene I am essentially aware of, where does this story go from here, now that she's dead so early on in the movie? It's some excellent direction for the time this was made as well. Much respect to that actress for managing to keep her eyes in that position for that long a take. At least the money's safe. Well, that moment of shock went away quite quickly. I'm assuming he's going to cover this up and hide the body and shit. He'll probably find the money. He'll be able to build a second pointless motel with that money. I wonder if there was anybody that guessed this twist before the end of it when this was initially released. It was a bit suspicious they kept the mother's face in shadow as she was committing the murder. It makes you curious as well as to how many people he's done this to previous to this woman. Or maybe he just chose to do it to her because he knew she was using a fake name, probably on the run from something. Well, say what you want about his psychopathic nature, you can't fault him for his cleanliness. That's a good clean-up job. I get he's going to put the body in the back of the car, but then where's he going to take it that it won't be found? Or is he just going to drive it off his property so it's not his problem? And what's he going to think when he finds the money? I don't think he'll have any use for it, the lifestyle he lives. Maybe get a new knife? New wig? No! Norman, you could have been rich. Has he driven it to the edge of a lake or swampland or something? Yes, he has. Well, they ain't never finding that shit. Oh, maybe they will. Not quite deep enough. Oh, Hitchcock, you suspense-building son of a bitch. He is in the clear. Such a strange choice, though, to kill her off this early. Are they going to introduce a second protagonist character? They might well be. She certainly looks protagonisty to me.
I'm Marion's sister.
Sure, Lila.
Is Marion here?
Of course not.
Okay, so they're introducing the sister. This is kind of what Terrifier did. I never thought I'd be saying Terrifier is derivative of Psycho.
What's your interest in this?
Well, $40,000.
$40,000.
That's right.
You're never getting that back, mate. It's at the bottom of a swamp.
A little checking, I could get to believe you.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
She definitely is acting way more innocent than her sister did under questioning. I believe her.
She's not back there with the nuts and bolts, but she's here, in this town, somewhere.
So Fairfield was where the boyfriend was, so she was on her way to him, but then decided to turn back just before she was killed.
We do have a vacancy. 12, in fact. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies. Candy?
No, thanks.
That's his favourite line.
Hate the smell of dampness, don't you? It's such a, I don't know, creepy smell. Come on.
And you would know all about creepy, wouldn't you, Norman?
We have reason to believe that she came along this way, may have stopped in the area. Did she stop here?
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
This guy seems switched on. I don't think Norman's going to be able to manipulate him as easily as he did the other woman.
Marion Crane's a real name, but she could have registered under a different one.
Oh, that's one piece of evidence I don't think Norman erased. Her name was in the registry.
I have a sample of her handwriting.
And he's brought a handwriting sample. You're in trouble, Norman.
Is that her?
Yeah, I think so. Marie. Marion. Samuels. Your boyfriend's name is Sam.
That's a weird camera angle, but it worked well.
I wasn't lying to you, mister.
Oh, I know that. I know you wouldn't lie.
You know, it's tough keeping track of the time around.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredibly suspicious.
Which morning was that?
The next morning, Sunday.
I see.
Oh, he's crumbling under questioning a little bit. Starting to stutter.
How would you know that she didn't make any phone calls?
Oh, well, she was very tired, and
he's got him tripping over himself. This is some good interrogation.
She was very hungry, and I made her a sandwich. And then she said that she was tired, and she had to go right to bed.
He's got a real good memory for someone that couldn't remember she was even there a few minutes earlier.
If it doesn't gel, it isn't aspic. Again, this ain't gelling. It's not coming together. Something's missing.
This PI is good at his job.
My mother, she's an invalid. It's practically like living alone.
Oh, I see.
He is unnecessarily lying at points right now. If the guy asked to interview his mother, it would all crumble.
Can I talk to your mother?
No, as I told you, she's confined.
Yes, but just for a few minutes, that's all. There might be some hint that you missed out on.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get tricky for him. I thought the PI might ask to speak to his mum.
Would I need a warrant for that, too?
Sure.
All right. Thanks anyway.
Well, I thought he'd covered his tracks pretty well, but he crumbled under questioning incredibly quickly.
Well, I did question him, believe me, but I think I got all there was to get.
There's no way he believed Norman's story. Maybe he suspects the mum at this point.
I think our friend, Sam Loomis, didn't know that Marion was here.
Nice. At least the boyfriend is cleared. He is innocent. I guess the first thing he could do, if he's not getting access, would just be to rent out cabin 1 for the night, maybe? Maybe he's just going to go straight up to the house. Hoping the mother answers. If she does, he's going to get a giant shock. If it comes down to it as well, I don't think Norman's going to be able to overpower this guy. He looks like he can handle himself. Oh shit! Well, apparently I was wrong about that. I didn't expect him to just instantly die like that. How are they going to get to the bottom of it now? Is the sister going to go? Maybe the sister and her sister's boyfriend?
That wouldn't be a wise thing to do.
Patience doesn't run in my family, Sam. I'm going out there.
Look, Arbogast said...
An hour or less.
She should not go by herself. If anything, Sam should go with her.
Stay here.
Why can't I go with you?
I don't know.
No, this is going to end badly again. I don't think that swamp's going to have space for another car. And Norman certainly looks like a psycho in that camera shot.
No Arbogast, no Bates. Only the old lady at home.
Oh, was that it? Well, at least this guy was smart enough to shout, then get back in his car and leave.
Norman took a wife?
No, I don't think so. An old woman. His mother.
I take it that woman knows his mother's dead.
I think he got himself a hot lead as to where your sister was going. Called you to keep you still while he took off.
Well, your intuition is shit, mate.
Private detective. Name of...
Arbogast.
Arbogast.
You didn't need to pronounce it like that, but you kinda got it right. You made him sound like a detergent.
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years.
I didn't realise that's how we got the reveal.
I helped Norman pick out the dress she was buried in. Periwinkle blue.
Periwinkle blue. The exact same colour Mickey wanted his mother's caravan in Snatch.
You want to tell me you saw Norman Bates's mother?
But it had to be. Because Arbogast said so too.
Surely this has got to pique the sheriff's interest. I wonder if they built the full house as a set or it's just an exterior. That was the most feminine stair ascent I have ever seen in my life.
My room and no one will drag me out of it. Least of all my big, bold son.
Is that Anthony Perkins doing that voice? I would love to know.
What do you think you're doing? Don't you touch me. Don't. Norman!
Such a good camera angle, this.
Put me down. Put me down.
So was he just carrying his mum's dead body there? He must have been. He missed his calling as a ventriloquist. He could have went on stage with his dead mum.
Come on. We better decide what we're going to say or do when we walk in there.
Okay, I've got faith in these guys if they go as a team. There's no way he's going to kill these two as well, is there? I don't think he's going to be able to overpower Sam. Sam looks like a big dude.
I'll take you to cabin 10.
Better sign in first, hadn't we?
No, that's not necessary.
That is instantly suspicious. He doesn't want their names on the registry. He must be planning to kill them.
I'll show you the room then.
First time I've ever seen it happen. You check in any other place in this country without bags and you have to pay in advance.
$10.
Yeah, I feel like his nice guy act is crumbling now. He seems incredibly suspicious.
Don't bother yourself, we'll find it.
They are also acting suspicious. I don't think either party believes the other right now.
If you had a useless business like this motel, what would you need to get out, to get a new business somewhere else? $40,000?
She's creating a motive when there isn't one. He's just batshit insane.
No shower curtain.
Sam, look.
What is it?
It's figuring. It didn't get washed down.
The unwashed bit of paper and the shower curtain missing is a bit strange.
I'll find Bates and keep him occupied. Wait a minute. You get anything out of the mother?
This is going to be interesting. Is she going to find the dead mum's body? It doesn't usually work for me, a film when they kill off the protagonist quite early on, but the way this is structured, it's worked very well.
I never could keep quiet on that for us, so I just thought I'd look you up and talk.
Good. You satisfied with your cabin?
Oh, it's fine.
I like how he blocked his exit from the doorway there. He does seem like an imposing guy, Sam. If it comes down to a fight, Norman has no chance. Even with a knife, I don't think. We never saw what Norman did with Arbogast's car or anything, did we? I'm assuming he put it in the same swamp, but it looked like quite a shallow swamp.
I'd do just about anything to get away. Wouldn't you?
No.
He's trying to force the 40,000 motive on Norman. Norman's like, no, I'm just insane. Keep your money. It does make me curious as to what Norman would have done had he have found it though. Would he have kept it? I don't think he would have any use for it. Well, she's not in the wardrobe.
I think if you saw a chance to get out from under, you'd unload this place.
This place? This place happens to be my only world.
He's sounding so convincing, but only because he's disproving this money narrative. Is this Norman's room? Never heard of that song before, cannot confirm if it is a banger or not.
In a new town where you won't have to hide your mother?
Why don't you just get in your car and drive away from here, okay?
Sam is so insistent he has this money. I think even when they get to the bottom of it, he's going to be let down he was wrong about the 40k. No way! Norman even overpowered Sam. He is a resourceful maniac. Oh, be careful. I'm disappointed in Sam, as if he was subdued with a little tin. Get up! Oh shit, here we go. That is an insanely creepy dead body for the time period this came out. This must have been a crazy ending to cinema goers back in the day. And at least Sam came in clutch. I'll let him off for being knocked out with a small pot.
I got the whole story, but not from Norman. I got it from his mother.
So creepy.
Well, now, look, if you're trying to lay some psychiatric groundwork for some sort of plea, this fellow would like to cop this.
A psychiatrist doesn't lay the groundwork.
Don't let him off for being insane. It doesn't matter if he was assuming the personality of his mum, he still did it.
Have you any unsolved missing persons cases on your books?
Yes, 2.
Young girls?
So it wasn't the first time he'd done it either.
You have to go back 10 years. To the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover.
Oh, he killed them both. No way.
Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all. Most unbearable to the son who commits it.
Any sort of murder is fucked up. Whether it's the murder of family, children, strangers, it's all fucked up.
He began to think and speak for her. Give her half his life, so to speak.
This guy is so proud he's got to the bottom of it. He's delivering this incredibly smugly, considering the heinous things that have just went down.
He wanted her. That set off the jealous mother, and mother killed the girl.
This guy's gonna end up getting Norman Bates off with an insanity charge.
And the $40,000? Who got that?
The swamp. These were crimes of passion.
He's right about that. Rest in peace, that 40k. The biggest loss this film has.
They'll put him away now, as I should have, years ago.
I still want to know if that was Anthony Perkins doing the voice throughout this film.
I'll just sit here and be quiet, just in case they do suspect me.
It's a scary monologue, thinking that's what's going on in his head.
I'm not even going to swat that fly, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
I'm assuming that's how he gets out for Psycho 2 or Psycho 3 maybe. Okay, and that was Psycho, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Psycho, what did I think of that? Well, as a lover of horror films, I'm almost shocked to myself I've never got round to watching this movie. I guess, like I said, because it had transcended pop culture and I knew the twist, it kind of made me less anxious to see it. I'm aware it's a classic, obviously Hitchcock had some absolute bangers throughout his reign as a great director, and this is probably the top of the list when people start mentioning Hitchcock films, along with North by Northwest and The Birds, basically. But yeah, that twist, unfortunately, the cat was let out of the bag, and many people who haven't seen this film do know that that is the twist, which is somewhat off-putting. I guess when a film's based around the twist, it would be like nowadays if someone told you the ending of The Sixth Sense. It would be like, well, what's the point of sitting through it? Luckily, this film had a lot going for it in many different aspects, even though I knew the twist. If anything, it made certain scenes more interesting for me, knowing what was to come. The directing, especially for the time period, is so good. Certain camera shots like the slow rotation pan out of the dead woman's eye in the shower, the vertical look down of the 2 stairwells while he's talking to his mother, the guy falling down the stairs and the camera following him as he fell. There was many great camera shots throughout this film. Lots of good use of lighting, like when she was driving in the car and her face was overly illuminated so we could see her expressions better. Really goes to show why Alfred Hitchcock gets the reputation as such a legendary director. Everybody's acting performances were great as well. It was a small cast, but they all did their jobs perfectly. I really liked the private detective. I really liked the suspicious policeman. I liked when the sister and Sam went to investigate further at the end. But of course, Anthony Perkins stands out. His performance from being mild-mannered and meek at the start and then slowly transcending into this psychopath as the film goes on was just done perfectly. Yes, things were slightly more theatrically illustrated back when people acted in this era, but for this era of cinema, it was incredible. I don't know what else he was casting after this. I know he had a bit of an unfortunate life. Obviously, he contracted AIDS. I also know that he did come back for Psycho 3, I believe it is, but I don't think it was highly rated. I definitely won't be reacting to it on this channel. I might check it out sometime when I'm bored just to see where they take the story from here. I'll check out Psycho 2 and 3. But yeah, this film stands by itself as an all-time classic, and I can definitely see why people love it and always reference it as one of the first movies when mentioning Alfred Hitchcock. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.